Day, I am somewhat alone right now. In more than one way. I'm home alone right now, and no one's in my party.
I saw Spooky and I immediately joined.
Now I'm not alone.
You already
Anyway,
know. You already know when you start up a stream, Nikki is gonna be one of the first people to
now I
join.
know when Nikki is online and I'm about to stream, or even when I'm online and he's offline. Like
Yeah, I
usually,
just.
because the last time we did this situation where he was offline and I was online, I got a text both on my stream and on my phone from him saying, "I'm running upstairs." I just started laughing. I actually was just like,
Like 3 minutes ago, I was just practicing on guitar.
you were just sitting on the guitar and then you just hear your phone vibrate and you just look over and it says spooky, and it's a
And then
Dragonfly Master. You're just like,
my, I was still on my PS4, like PS4 was on. I was just practicing guitar, so all I had to do was just hop into your party.
you were ready for me, Nikki. You were ready for
I
me.
wasn't even playing.
Yeah.
I was just.
Let's see. So today's, I guess, spooky topic. I actually was interested in this. Haunted roads.
I know Haunted Ritual.
No, haunted roads, aka like freeways, like, those kind of roads. Cause I tend to be into those paranormal things, guys. But I want to see like some proper full-on things like this. So I'm actually looking up a spooky haunted highway
We
in
also
real
made a
life.
lot. We also made a lot of theories.
Yeah, because every time we ever do this, there's always something super, super spooky, or there's actually something we're interested in that we
Yeah.
don't often
Or,
get to see.
or we just get paranoia.
Or we just get a little bit of paranoia, but normally we're really calm about these things.
I'm pretty sure there was like once where I got paranoid. Either some, either I was trying, either I got paranoid or something was just here. I think
In
one
real
of them.
life, a scary real life haunted houses. So every time I looked up haunted roads, I always get haunted houses. I don't understand that.
Mm.
I want roads, not houses.
Um, I figured out there's one. There's one mission on Neptune that can get you 100 and like 200 or 100 and something thousand money.
Oh.
So what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna see if I can get the Ceres junction, then go to Jupiter, then Saturn, then Uranus.
Uranus? Don't touch my anus.
Okay. Yeah, I already knew that was gonna happen.
You just expect that. You're just like, yep.
Refine a void relic once at the console in your orbiter. Obtain void trade.
Also, I
Okay.
need 20 matches in order to get the heroic weapons.
Nice.
Eh,
What's
okay,
wrong with you?
what SMGs should I run for hip firing?
Your
Should I
choice.
hip fire the EMP?
Also, do you know what max level crew bros go up to?
No idea.
'Cause my
S-
crew
Should
bros
I should
have.
I run the PPSH hip firing? Should I run the Sten hip fire, Sterling Naboo Type 2, or EMP?
Me personally, shock.
Well, I need SMG, so I need SMG hip fires.
TPSH, I guess.
Yeah, probably would be a good idea. I had to re-unlock
Um,
that, by the way, guys, so oof.
Solaris emblem.
I need to get one of the nice variants, like, one of the nice variants of the PPSH. I honestly wanted to get the Snake variant because that's as close as the original PPSH as possible. It's just etched and a little bit longer. It's also really nice. The duck suit.
Also, heat and electricity on the Ether Reaper look nice.
Do they really?
Yeah. So like Molten Impact or Shocking Touch look really nice on it.
Good enough.
Actually, I want to see how Ice looks on here.
Let me get rid of Catalyst, my guys, because then I can have, let's see, which one's the one that gives me extra ammunition?
So what I was expecting, like some sort of like frosty type substance on my weapon, but no, it's shards of glass.
Shards of glass?
Not glass, I should say ice.
Oh, I was about to say, if there's glass on that weapon, I don't think that's safe.
I don't, to be honest, I just might add the Shocking Touch and Molten Impact for both
I mean, hey, that's all you.
damage, damage and looks. Cause Molten Impact looks nice. Shocking Touch looks nice.
Yeah,
Shocking Touch looks more like Jake Lava thingy.
the Jake Lava. You trying to be
Yeah.
me, huh, Nikki?
No, cause I have Molten Impact on. If I put Shocking Touch,
You realize I'm a little bit of every element, right? And my name even states that I am partially lava, aka magma.
technically this is fire. It says Molten though.
Molten is
It's
fire.
fire at all.
Molten and
Yeah.
fire are the same thing, just slightly different by description.
I
They
don't know.
both burn you alive, don't they?
I feel like electric though would fit you nicely.
Yeah, an electric bow would fit me. Because I do mainly use the electricals.
Yeah, you can put like what's it called
I like how this
I
guy
mean
just pulls out
William
an AS-44 on me.
I mean William has death. Element of death from Grim Reaper. And
Hold up.
then he has fire.
This boyo
And
think
there's
he's special. Are you special, boyo?
should I keep it or should I just like sell it?
What is it, the bow?
It's the north wind. Cause the north wind I have is the same like 15 plus as the electricity, but the plus side is to me the electricity looks cooler.
I think it just depends on personal
And
preference.
and, and I can sell the north wind for 4,000. Cause I have 8 of them. So. I'm just gonna sell it. Cause north wind is more. Ice and like electrical are more you. Really.
Gotta agree with you there.
Um, Wheelan gets some electrical substance, but that's only sometimes when he absorbs it. Also, what?
I
Do
like
you
how these
remember
two
what?
think they're cool.
Do you remember what melee you have?
Yeah, I have the Orthos.
Arthos.
The dual blade thingy.
I know, I'm just trying to find it. Or... Oh, I forgot these go in order, so... Oh, here's a... Okay. Arthos. The thing that looks like a bow with 2, like, daggers at them.
Yeah, it's like a bow staff with like 2 axe heads at the end.
Yeah.
That
That's
that's
like
that's
cut, that's
that's
like
mine.
cut in, like... That looks like a bullhorn, but like only one bullhorn on each.
Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, okay.
If I were to get
That
into
was
the
out.
game, you would know exactly what I'm talking about.
Wait, Dean, you're probably Master Rank 3.
What? No, I don't even know. Anyway, should we get into the spoopy topics?
If you want to. I'm just gonna look at weapons for you now.
The what?
I'm just gonna look for weapons for you.
Huh. Okay. Okay.
That looks nice.
Okay, so guys, I'm gonna start reading these based off of what they are being described as. And I am gonna read it word for word because I'm interested in what and to see what this is exactly. So I might actually have to stop until like I'll wait until intermissions to read those. Cause then I
After
don't
you're
have a
done,
problem. Yeah, like I'll wait until
after
after like every match, and that way I have a little bit of a moment to read a little
after
bit,
you're
and then I'll stop.
yeah. After you're done, I'm gonna say some weapons I feel like you might like.
Whoa, what
After
was
you're
that?
done, though, of course.
Yeah, wait until I'm done. Okay, so I'm trying to hip fire, and I'm getting over here like hit with like Type 100s. I feel annoyed. Okay, where's my other SMGs? I have a little bit of at least every one of my DLC SMGs, and I'm gonna consider them as like DLC, even though they're really not.
Oh, I hit this Jake. I think I found a weapon for you already.
That's a hip fire.
Also, Jake, before I start looking weapon tree, would you mind telling me what you're interested in as weapon type?
Bows, sniper rifles,
I meant for like melees.
oh, melees, swords and shields, and very large weapons similar to a bow staff.
So bow, swords, and like swords with shields and stuff.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is like
Do,
cool
do,
weaponry.
you, do you like hammers by any chance?
Cameras?
Hammers.
Those are pretty cool too.
That's Cause I found a hammer. But I don't know where to get that from.
If you can figure out where to get the hammers, I will do the hammers.
No, cause I'm trying to figure out like where I can find the materials for. Cause there's one called the Volnus, which is better than my Ether Reaper with stats at the current moment.
Oh, so that
But
means if I put stats with it, oh.
it's gonna be real good. Um, I mean, there's like one or two areas that's like that it's worse than mine with stats, but that's fine. It takes to buy it, like buy the actual thing, it takes like 20,000 credits, but then it takes another 20,000 to make it.
Oh,
So
for
that's
the
like around
blueprint
40.
you mean? It's 20,000 for
Yeah,
the blueprint and then 20,000
to actually create it.
to create it as well on top of getting the materials.
So like surprisingly, that's kind of cheap compared to other weapons.
I mean, it's still about 40,000, but yeah, it's cheaper than most. Like you could spend like 20,000 on a blueprint, have to spend like 30,000 to
Yeah.
get it.
Alright, and then you need cryotic.
Okay.
Yeah, cryotic. Yeah, yeah, which is like 875. You probably have enough of those, and we can probably get some from the void.
Well, I don't know what
Aloe,
cryotics? I might have some.
yeah.
I'm not sure if I
It's
have.
like it looks like a kind of like
How many do I need?
it's like bluish. It's like bluish and it's flat.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It's like 875.
835? I might have enough.
Then alloy plates, which I'm gonna guess you have enough.
Alloy plates I have. Alloy plates I
Yeah.
definitely have.
11,000. They're really easy to get, so it doesn't even matter. Then you need argon crystals, which is a pain to get.
I actually have, I think, a bunch of argon crystals. I'm not sure exactly, but I think I have a bunch.
You need two. You need
Really?
two.
Just two argon? I think I might have a little more than two.
And then something called oxium.
Oxium?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I know what that is
And
or
it's
not.
like it's like a yellow like thing. It's like a yellow. I think of diamonds in like a little cluster, but yellow.
Hmm.
Like I'm trying to figure out where we can find them. I don't even know how I have these. I don't even know where I got them. Probably won't remember these.
Also, I just realized how quiet I got. Sorry if everyone got really concerned if I'm still alive or not. I'm alive. I just get really concentrated. Like, this is a well-known fact by a majority of people by now. Is that if I get into the game, I get into the game. I don't
Oh my
come out
god,
for a while.
Eris has so much stuff that I would
Eris?
love. Eris. It has nanospores, plastics,
So basically everything
neurons.
we need.
Basically,
Okay,
other from argon
Nikki.
crystals, yeah.
So you know how I said I was gonna read one of the haunted house per game?
Uh-huh.
So I just played one game. This is for the first one. The Whaley House. This is
Okay.
number 10, by the way.
Um,
The Whaley House
stop
in
talking.
San Diego was originally built on the execution grounds for James Robinson, nicknamed Yankee Jim, in 1852. Yankee Jim was convicted of grand larceny and sentenced to death by hanging. The hangman set the noose improperly, allowing Jim's feet to graze the ground. Prolonging the hanging process in 1856, Thomas Whaley bought the land where Yankee Jim had been killed and built a house for his own family. The youngest Whaley daughter, Lillian, she said she could hear the sound of boots clomping through the house and suspected it could be the ghost of Yankee Jim. Today, the Whaley House is registered as a historical site and museum. Visitors and employees have reported seeing or hearing the ghost of former owners, Thomas and Anna Whaley. According to the staff and guests, Thomas' ghost usually resides near the landing of the top of the staircase, while Anna stays downstairs or in the garden. Television host Regis Philbin is among those who claim to have seen Miss Whaley's ghost. Scents of cigar smoke and perfume have also mysteriously arisen at times. Because of the frequency of such ghost sightings, the Whalen House has been cited as one of the most haunted houses in the United States. So the next one, I'm gonna say you won't be able to see it, but if you want to look it up after I finish reading about it, it'd be recommended. Because then you guys
That
can
one
see what I'm
sounds
seeing.
interesting.
Yeah, that first one's interesting actually. So what are the comments on
It's,
that
it's,
one?
it's more like a haunting than anything.
I wouldn't say it's a haunting, because Poltergeist is technically a haunting. And Poltergeists are pretty similar to what that is, they're just a little bit friendlier, it seems. And you know, like, normally when you hear ghost sightings, you think of, alright, demons, ghosts, you know, something
Noises.
evil. But none of that was actually what it was. So what exactly are we listening to? Is it just like passive-aggressive ghosts, or are they just passive?
I think it's just like a passive, but like disturbing the people, making.
I don't think they're really
Making
making him disturbed, but I'm saying they're gonna creep him out just a little bit.
yeah.
So,
Also,
yeah, that's...
yeah.
Yeah. Ah, my teammate!
That sounds like a very good summary.
That sounds like a pretty good summary of what it is. But what's interesting is that it was a hanging, and somehow the guy who was supposed to tie the noose messed up. How do you mess up tying a noose? That's my question.
There's legit a song of that.
The noose
I'm not
song?
even kidding. Dun, 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 dun.
Let's not sing the news song. Unless it's a family-friendly news song. Which actually is a thing too, by the way. Through my experiences of YouTube, I blame the family-friendly news song.
It's legit, like, it's legit just directions in the song of how to tie the noose.
I mean, tying a noose is just a hangsman, not really.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty easy to make.
I found it. Do you like? I feel like I have a weapon that you'll dislike and like. The reason I feel like you'll like it because it's somewhat better than mine because there's. It's something. It's like. It's better in majority of the stats.
Okay. What's the part do you think I would dislike? As he just stops talking after that one.
No. Alright. But like it has toxin, so it's toxic damage.
Why do you think I'd hate toxic damage?
No, but like, how can I think of this? So think of like a hug, alright? Think of how it works. Now feel slightly bended and make into like a three hugs in like a circle.
Huh. That actually does sound good.
Like, it looks something Jake would use. I'm not even kidding. The other one called a glaive. It has something called blast, which does fire and ice damage. And this one's a little bit worse than my ether. It's on the majority still, like, it's better. Like, you can melee with it, you can throw it, you can
That's actually
charge
pretty neat.
throw. It's basically a different version of the other one that I said. This one looks more of like a how should I put this? More of like a sword type-ish in a way, and the other one looks something from like more alien-like.
Huh.
And the other one is better than this one. So this one's like more of like a ninja thingy, and then the other one is like alien that has
Huh.
like toxin there. Yeah. And then
Definitely
there's
sounds
another
interesting.
one and then there's one that's is a two-handed one. It's better than mine, except for in one area, but with mods it's gonna be better. With my Ether Reaper with mods right now at level 6. It's okay, in the same, it's like, it's a few in the same areas, but it's better in slash, puncture, impact, wall attack, spin attack, and leap attack.
Uh-huh.
But it's worse than an attack speed by, let me see.
Let me guess, it's a hammer, isn't it?
No, it's not a hammer, it's a two-handed sword.
Why is it slower in attack speed? I'm not gonna question it.
I'm guessing it's like the sword in Skyrim, which like takes
Long sword.
longer to hit. Yeah, like a long sword. Um, it's called a gram, but it's worse in attack speed by 58.058.
Okay. By the way, it's ready. You ready for the hear the next one?
Yep.
All
While I
right.
continue looking at things.
Here's the next one. Face of Belmez. By the way, this is something you'll have to look at, but I'm gonna read its little picture description. Cast face like this one of Oliver Cromwell appeared in the cement flooring of Maria Gomez's home. Then there's an ad in my way, and I can't skip it right yet, so we're gonna have to probably back out of the lobby depending on how long this ad is. I really wish ads would stop. Okay. Oh, there's more to read. Oh, crap. Okay,
Also,
so
do
this
do
one's
you like
long.
giant swords?
Yeah.
Like really, really big
Not
giant
too
swords.
big, but yeah, I like big swords. Alright,
Do you remember the
are
old?
you ready to hear
You
it?
can continue and then I'll talk.
Okay, here's what it is. This small cottage in southern Spanish province of Jaén is the town of Belmez. Isn't haunted by ghosts per se. This house is built, however, on burial grounds dating back to 1830s. Inside the kitchen, the floor contains an unsolved mystery that has puzzled scientists and laymen for decades. Maria Gomez Piera, who lived in the house, discovered a face peering up from her on the kitchen floor in 1971. Instead of two-dimensional apparition, the face resembled a plaster casting that seemed to rise from beneath the house, as though the head was buried right below it. Spooked by the strange facade, okay, I don't know how to pronounce that, Pieta and her neighbors attempted to get rid of it by chipping away at the cement with an axe. Yet upon doing so, they revealed more face casts, this time of older men and children. As word spread about these so-called faces of Belmez, scientists stepped in to verify their authenticity and test whether they were paintings or fake castings orchestrated by Pieta and her neighbors. The painting theory was ruled out, but no conclusive evidence exists to pinpoint exactly how the faces got there. Nonetheless, the faces have engendered much skepticism. That's interesting.
Mm.
A little bit unusual, but interesting.
Just sounds like.
That's not too normal, but it's still pretty, like the way they come across. It's like, oh, that's unusual. Let me just try and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Then they don't get rid of it, but they end
It's
up
just,
finding more. So you're just like, okay, well, that's unusual.
so it's like more of like an uncovering more situation.
Yeah. Sorry, I got thirsty.
Also, I found another one that should be easily failed to craft, and it's a hammer, easily craftable, and it's like so like. Here, I'll just figure out this. Let me check this out again. It's legit. It's better than everything other from Slash, because one, it's a hammer.
Hmm.
So that makes sense. Status, I don't know what that means. And
Status.
attack
Just
speed of,
what's the
I don't
hammer's
know.
name?
It's called a Fragor. Fragor?
Fragor. Fragor.
Fragor.
Fragor.
Fragor. Basically, think of like a skinnier version of Thor's hammer, but slightly bigger.
A thinner, bigger
alright,
version of Thor's hammer. Got it.
So like the top, like the top part of Thor's hammer, but like flatter and like longer.
Huh. Gay.
And then it's just like bigger. Alright, and then attack speed, of course, because it's a hammer. So.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it's actually not that bad.
Sounds good.
And it's better in impact, puncture, wall attack, spin attack, leap attack, and critical chance.
Huh.
And it's a giant, and it's actually easily craftable if you want me to tell you how to craft it.
Yeah, just tell me.
But here's the thing, these are what's from Mastery, also Mastery 4, that's a good thing, then we can get you there.
Mhm.
But to craft it, it costs credits. Now here's how it goes. It's 15,000 to buy the blueprint, alright?
Mhm.
Then 30,000 to actually craft it. So it's
So it's not easier to craft, it's just easier to get your hands on, and then you have to spend like 30 minutes just trying to get it.
yeah. It's like 5,000 more credits than the last hammer, but the last hammer, I have no idea where they get Oxium from.
I have no idea. Dude, when I finish a couple more contracts, like the one that I'm majorly trying to do, I will come over there and play with you.
Alright, and then it takes 3.
Yeah, gallium's not hard.
It takes salvage, which is very
That's
easy to get.
easy.
Which
Easy.
is
You
only
can get that anywhere, literally.
700,
You can literally
750.
get that anywhere.
And then 80 alloy plate.
That one's pretty easy to get.
And then 300 rubido.
Rubido? Oh, I have plenty of that, dude. I got Rubido.
So like if you want, you can craft that one. I think you'll have enough credits, and if not, then just sell some mods you don't need. Keep the ones that you're gonna want for like the hammer, and then like just sell the rest that you don't need.
Okay, hold up. This guy somehow missed me at point blank with a shotgun, right? I killed him with an SMG.
Yeah.
So what was the downfall here?
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you how to craft the throwing star thingy majigger.
The throwing star? No, there's a grease gun camper?
Like the one that I told you has like 3 hooks on each side of it.
Yeah,
Unless
you
that's
forgot to tell
only
me.
unless that's not craftable.
Watch, it's just not craftable.
Unless you have to get like a higher master. Nope, it's just not craftable. Oh, rip. Okay. Is the fragor craftable? Yeah, the fragor is craftable, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Cause I go to my arsenal to check if it's better or not with other to check if it's better than my ether
The comparison.
or just like about the same, and then I actually go into the actual like thing to check how much it costs and all that. So I had to move between the two. Oh yeah, when I said giant sword, um, how can I put this? Okay, so do you remember the giant sword I used to have?
No. I didn't even know you had a giant sword.
Okay, but this thing is legit giant. It's
It's
like
big,
this
big.
thing's.
Is
Okay,
this
so
what I'm
think
gonna
of
have to
like your
call the big
so
suck?
think so it's legit. Think of your bow staff, but if it had a handle,
So, a bow staff sword, basically.
but like at the bottom though,
Huh.
and it looks like an arc thingy majig or something that would be like Titanfall.
Oh, so Titanfall related feel.
So like in a way, yeah, with like a giant hand, with like a probably like like 3 foot handle with like some little giant aesthetic in the middle, and then just turned into a blade, like as
Huh.
big as like a bow staff.
What is its name?
Would you? What it's called a. So think of like a guillotine, but a galatine.
So, Galatine?
Galatine.
Galateotine?
Teen. Yeah, teen. So like a guillotine, galatine.
Guillotine?
And it's actually like about the same as my Ether Reaper. It's just bad in a few areas, but ones, of course. I don't know how it's not. So this is with it mods. Impact and puncture worse, but I have mods on with the fire damage, so that gives me an advantage. Critical chance. If mine didn't have it, it's probably be the same. Attack speed. I don't know how that works, but it has 8-0. It has 0.08 less attack speed than my Aether Reaper. Would you like to know how to craft it?
Probably.
Alright. Just in case if you want it, let me go in here. This one is craftable because I had it. Galatine. Okay, there you go. To create it, you need 4 gallium. But here's the thing: to buy the blueprint, it's 25, and then to actually create it is 30.
Oof.
So it's pricey with credits. It's really pricey. It's 75 in total. And then the rest is like salvage, rubido, and alloplane gallium. So the fragor is much better. Oh
Huh.
yeah, I forgot to tell you how to create the one-handed sword that I told you about.
Yeah.
That's much harder. All right, so this one is like it's the same as the fragor, but like the sword version. So like it's the same credits to buy the blueprints and like to actually craft it. So it's 30 to craft it, and then 15 to buy the blueprint. It takes 3 gallium, 75 salvage, 300 ruby dough, and then 80 alloy plate.
Okay.
But I guess the only difference is that if you want something that's more like not less energy like, or like futuristic, if you want something more futuristic like, I guess the sword is the way to go. But like the fragor is just like something like a little more classic. So
Yeah.
it's just like the primary color. Like the energy is like the big little bulb in the middle, and then like the little dots and stuff. And like the gram looks like it's from the future.
Huh.
With like LEDs on the side of it, and then like I think LEDs in the no, yeah, some like energy LED in the middles, and then like a little spinning thing near the handle. So yeah. Okay, time to go back to the Or something.
Okay, we need to stop talking about this stuff. I'm getting jealous.
Mm, I'm making you jealous.
I'm also trying to focus, and it's really hard to focus on, you know.
Oh. I'm just gonna ask this one question. Knew your character personally, Jake, what do you think he would use, most likely? He, like, I know he uses everything, but, like, typically, most likely.
Bows, arrows, and certain, like, huge weaponry.
So I'm hearing, like,
Very
maces,
medieval.
hammers, and bows.
Well, you could say Warhammer, but he doesn't necessarily use just a Warhammer. He's familiar with all melees and everything like that.
I'm just gonna look at hammers and mace, like, mace type
Alright,
things.
time for our next crazy real-life haunted house.
Alright, I'm gonna be quiet and just look at these.
Blicking Hall. Around May 19th every year, Anna Boleyn's headless ghost pays a visit to Blicking Hall in Norfolk, England. I probably said Norfolk, or Norfolk. I misspelled it. It's Norfolk, England. Sorry guys, I'm really tired. Here is the legend, or so to say, the creepy story behind this place. In October 2007, 5 years after I was born, by the way, the National Trust of England named Blickling Hall the most haunted home in the country. Located in Norfolk, England, the stately house is said to have a special guest stop by every spring. Blickling Hall was one of Anne Boleyn's childhood homes. Boleyn was the second of King Henry the Fifth's or sixth wives. Henry was obsessed with having a male heir to the throne and consequently divorced Catherine of Aragon, his first wife, because none of the males she gave birth to survived. He gave it another go with Anne Boleyn, who also failed to produce a son, but did give birth to the future Queen Elizabeth I, and arranged his second divorce. The king cooked up an ulterior charge against Boleyn that stuck. Her punishment of allegedly cheating on one of the world's most powerful men at that time was death. On May 19th of 1536, Anne Boleyn was beheaded. Every year on the anniversary of her execution, Boleyn's headless ghost reportedly arrives at the Blakeling Hall in her carriage drawn by headless horsemen. But she hasn't lost her head completely in the afterlife. She carries along with her during her hauntings. Interesting.
Is that it?
That was it. What do you think
Alright.
about it? What are
Hmm.
your comments on that, Nikki? I want to hear your opinion on that. He's thinking it
I mean, it's
over.
interesting. Just to start off, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. What else is there to say
I
about
feel
it,
like the, I
though?
feel like I feel like the most interesting thing though is this like headless horseman.
Headless horseman on a carriage type thing. I found that kind of
Yeah.
interesting too,
So like,
cause like you know how like, things that like they sound creepy at first, but then when you start to listen to it, you're just like, oh, that's actually not that bad, and that's not as bad as I thought it would be.
yeah.
Because normally you hear headless horseman and you think of the
To me,
thing to the legend.
to me, I hear headless horseman, and then I just either go to, I just go to straight to death
Well, like I mean, the
from
headless
the four
horseman
horsemen.
is also the headless horseman also originates from what was it, Boston legends or something like that.
Hmm.
There was a legend or some other like that, and it was pretty much the same basic concept. Also, I got another Grim Reaper outfit. I got like the actual Grim Reaper.
Okay.
I'm gonna get either the Keeper or the Angel of Death next. I like both of those.
Angel of the, I don't know why. Okay, you wanna hear something?
Hmm.
So, when I was still in the making of like William, like this
Yeah.
wasn't like when we first met up and I was thinking it over and stuff. When
Yeah.
I first made William, no, it was just like when I started getting into the animation, like what powers I want him specifically to have.
Yeah.
One of the, I at my final decision, I was with wait, let me see. I was with four.
Uh-huh.
But now it's back. Now it's only two. Well, three four-ish powers, but just two main ones.
Yeah.
Alright, but the four were the Grim Reaper, of course, the Demon, cause that's just obvious.
Yeah.
Um, and Angel of Death,
That's interesting.
and then a wolf type creature that's an
Yeah.
alpha to any other wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did cancel out the Angel of Death and what's it called? Uh, the alpha one, because I said I can just make William just said that he learned how to shapeshift.
Well, yeah, like, I mean,
Yeah,
that'd be a normal basic concept.
yeah, and then like I also said if a Grim Reaper were to have wings, it would most likely be
I think
the
technically
Black
the Grim
Angel
Reaper
wings.
does have wings, but they're more of a crow, not a...
Yeah, yeah, more of like a crowish
Because if you
angel
think about it,
type-ish
it's a
being.
very dark figure. So what else goes with a
Correct.
dark figure? A crow.
Crow
Like if
or
you
a
think
raven.
you know, like plague doctors, how they're seen as very
Yeah,
creepy, very deadly. They're the reason that the plague still haunted those people. Yeah, no, the reason they came around was to try and stop the plague. They just didn't know how to do it either, so they were just trying their best. But they were always seen as Grim Reapers or Angel of Death or some sort of causer of death. So either a Raven or both in this case. Both
I just
Raven
always thought
and
of I always thought of the Plague Doctor as like a
I thought it was just
human
a
version
misunderstanding.
of the Grim Reaper.
Well, I mean, technically he is the version of a Grim Reaper, but he's not scary. Like,
Yeah,
and
he's
everyone
just like
sees
a
him as like the
mess.
demon.
To,
Everyone sees him as a scary demon guy who comes and
uh,
kills your family, basically, or
to me,
does some magic on you. No, he's
The
just good
Plague
with
Doctor
medicine.
is just like the message from the Grim Reaper saying he's still watching.
Well, I mean, like maybe he uses that scary form to his advantage. Maybe he's scared the sickness out of
Yeah,
you. As a joke, by the way, guys. That's not
that's what I
actually.
found. By the way, I found another weapon
Stop
that's
telling me
this would
about
probably
weapons, Nikki. We talked about this.
no, but this one's the last one, and then I'm
No,
done
no
forever.
more. You've had your last one
Come on,
36 minutes ago.
you'll
No,
like this one.
no,
I
no,
swear you will.
no,
Yes,
no! I will mute you.
it's a maze.
I'm gonna mute you. I will do it. I'm ready to do it. No. As I muted you, I was just like, no, mute. But seriously, no. Yeah, I'll see it when I get on. When I get on.
In the meanwhile, I'm just gonna go do some missions and level
You
up
do that.
my.
Anyway, so other than that, guys, I think the
Where were we? Play doctor. There we
plague
go.
doctors. Actually, should that be a topic we do one day? Just research a bunch about plague doctors. You know what? I'm actually gonna do that.
Yeah.
Hold up. I'm gonna look up some plague doctor crap because guys, if you don't know what a plague doctor is, I'm gonna start explaining to you. This was about around the time of the Black Plague, by the way, aka the Black Death, or if you just say dead pox. Because that's kind of what it was. It was like, hey, we're pox, now you're dead. Oh. By the way, the plague doctors, if they couldn't cure you, well, you kind of died after their visit, so everyone thought you died. So hold up, plague doctor history.
The history of the big doctor.
The plague doctor here. That was interesting. So if you guys really did want to know about plague doctors, you will now know from our point of view of what a plague doctor is. Now, it is horrifying, but you know what? In honesty, it's a pretty cool story. I think,
I think what we should do is like tell them what it is and some of our thoughts of it, and
yeah,
then we'll
like
just keep some of
yeah.
yeah,
I'll
and then
keep it
keep some
up
of them
on
for the
poll,
next
but yeah.
episode. Yeah.
Or we could talk about it in this episode too, because we are talking about the creepy part of things.
Yeah, but
So
I
if
feel
we
like we
wanted
should
to.
do. I feel like we should just keep them on edge from once in a while now,
Well, I
because we
mean,
never
like,
do
but
that.
like plague doctors and spooky houses kind of go together because they came to your house, especially to attempt to cure you.
Maybe.
You remember
I
that?
think we
Because
should.
they do. So technically, we could say if a plague doctor is a curse or a blessing,
No, that's,
or we can
to me,
ask their opinion on it.
to me, I think it's just like,
It might,
I don't know.
yeah. Like I think it depends on your personal preference. Like technically, I could say it's a curse and a blessing.
Anyway, I think to me, I think it's in a way a blessing, but also a curse. I think it's like
It's a
both.
curse due to their look, and they are fairly creepy. I'm not gonna lie. They're
I,
creepy and they're cool.
I, I have my own reasons of why I think it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, but I mean, like everyone has their own reasoning to hate or love something.
We'll share that after you say the description.
Well, like the basic description of a plague doctor or a black doctor, depending on what you want to say. I'd say plague doctor because that's grammatically what they are called in the time period that
Yeah.
they were used in. They were guys who kind of had like either a crow or a raven's face type related thing. And it was just like a creepy kind of like gas mask, so to say. It does look like a gas mask at first.
It's like a burn mask.
It's a Birdman mask, basically. But in
Yeah.
all honesty, they're not all that creepy. Like, I would willingly let one stab me in the chest with a needle.
I feel like that's because they have some sort of like homey feeling, but also creepy feeling.
Well, I mean, it's like, oh, you just look like my dad because you're a tall guy in a large outfit. Like, I mean, technically my dad doesn't wear that. He'd be like a cowboy or steampunk version, bitch, by the way, steampunk.
Because I feel like play doctors are just like there's some nice play doctors and some mean play doctors.
Well, I mean, like, they all have to do their job, but they're all, you know, they're supposedly the best at what they do, so you kind of have to trust them. Like, it's either die a horrible, painful death,
Trust them.
or trust the creepy guy who's just walking in your house saying, you need to be cured. By the way, there is actually an SCP based for the Plague Doctor, but they see him as a torturous man. I found that one interesting. Because everyone seems to think, you know, Plague Doctors are so scary and that they're evil in every way possible. And over here, just like, dude, I love them. They're awesome.
Should we say our own opinions now, like what we think about it, how it's a blessing and a curse?
Well, I mean, for you could say how it's a blessing and curse. I don't necessarily think it of either. I just say it's, you know, it is what it is. You know, guy. It's like asking to say what's your opinion on life.
I mean,
There's
like,
no real opinion on life.
To me, it's like somewhat of a curse, but like it's not even that big of a curse. It's not that big of a curse for me, but like I don't know. It's just like a weird way of how I explain it. One sec.
I would have to agree. Now, while you're thinking it over, I'm gonna probably explain my case just a little bit on what I think about them. So, my opinion as a personnel of I like creepy things. That's how I'm gonna refer to myself from now on. A personnel of creepy things. I do like the idea of a plague doctor. Not only because of their looks. I mean, I do love their look nonetheless. But you know, just because like in general they're like severely misunderstood and like they're creepy, yeah, but cool? You gotta admit they're cool. Like, you can't deny that they're cool. You can't just say they're not cool and expect me to not say why not. Like, that's one of those things where you have to say why not. Those things are a beast-looking character. Now, in general, a plague doctor, yeah, the description is creepy. Yeah, their storyline is creepy. But are they actually creepy? No. No, they're precious. They're precious little babies. By the way, that was a pure amount of sarcasm with the babies thing, but everything else was pure me.
Yeah.
But as you guys know, I do always love creepy things. So if you guys actually wanted to suggest something creepy that I read on stream or trying to such things to watch because the last time that I had something like that, I wasn't sleeping that night. I was up all night being as paranoid as can be. Like if you were to ask me to watch Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, I already have the entire
Oh,
thing.
I've
I
already
watched
seen
that
that too.
entirely. I watched that entirely. It was also like almost the middle of the night, and I'm home alone. So I sat here, middle of the night, home alone, watching that. Everyone's like, "It's so scary." I watch and I'm like, "It's not necessarily creepy. It's just like, okay, well, it makes you disturbed, but it's not creepy. Creepy would be like, oh, I'm a spooky, scary skeleton." Sarcasm at its finest. And you know,
Spooky, scary stuff.
I'm gonna shoot you, Nikki. Nikki, you know I would shoot you. You
Okay,
know I will
okay,
shoot you. You know
you
I
can
would shoot you.
continue
Just
now.
puts gun to leg. You know I would shoot you. Anyway. uh. So on top of that, um, the other half of like a plague doctor that I see him as is like, all right, well, you're not a murderer, which is a perk on my part, but like everyone, even today, people are still afraid of it, and I laugh at him, but I could see why. I mean, would you want some guy to walk out in an alley dressed up as a Birdman, just like in the middle of the night, just see this guy round the corner, and he's like, "You need a cure," and you fall on your butt because you're scared? Like, how do you rationally normally get away from that? You're just like, I really don't need a cure. I just got my flu shot like 30 minutes ago. And then walk away. I don't think he'd do that. I don't think he'd just be like, I can see the cure in you. That's just freaky, dude. Also, why did my KDR go from a 1 to a 0.98? Depression much?
Uh,
Also, one more thing before I go play Warframe. We'll continue the topic of play doctors in that one. Because why not? This year after school, which is actually very soon, you'll see me less. But will I be happy? Oh yeah. Here's why. I'm gonna try and work at a movie theater, which means free popcorn and movie viewings. And on top of that, fun story, either a Target because they're paying like $13 an hour over here. But I think the movie theater would be cool, and it's not too far from where I live. Like, I could walk down there.
I think a movie theater pays like probably also 13.
No. It's weird everywhere. Like, Target has now recently been paying like $13 as minimum wage. Minimum.
I
But
feel like
minimum wage is like $12.
I feel like movie theaters make so much money that they pay like
No, dude,
13.
I think it just depends on position. Like, if I work as a custodian or like the guy who cleans up after the movies or something like that, I
I
could
think
see
if
the
you're the
reason.
guy, I feel like if you clean after the movies, I feel like you get paid more. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
probably, because dude, those places are huge.
Yeah.
And you have to
And
make
like
sure
the
it's like on
custodian,
point. Like custodians, like the
yeah,
guys at the front desk, you just kind of sit there, you just give
yeah.
somebody their popcorn, their nachos, their candies and everything.
I feel you'll pay. I feel like you'll be paid less.
I mean, nah, I think like
Hey,
custodian, because you have to deal with customers at
hey.
that point. At the other one, you don't even have to deal
So,
with customers unless you're just standing at the door holding the trash bag open and they just throw it right next to you and you're just like, you piece of
I
crap.
think this one makes a little bit more than the other.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that like a little bit of everywhere? One pays a little more than the other, but one of them's better than the other. So you take the minimum wage, the smallest amount possible because the other company like sucks.